meteorologist Riley Hale for your first alert. You're watching News 12 live at 5 continues.
Georgia Governor Brian Kemp is looking to accelerate what he called a historic state income tax cut. More on what it could mean for Georgians in just a moment. But first, a local detention center and healthcare provider are back in the spotlight. We told you last month, Alan Thibodeau, the Bamberg County inmate with mental health issues who died in the hospital after dropping nearly 80 pounds in 5 months.
His family claims the detention center and Southern Health Partners is to blame. And now in Aiken County, another family is suing the company in the death of their son. Our Hallie Turner is live in our newsroom after speaking to this family today. And Hallie, obviously they're very emotional. What did they have to say?
Well, Adam's mom tells me she will always have an Adam-sized hole in her heart, no matter how long the time passes by. While the company considers themselves to be the leading provider in correctional health care, I found here in Aiken County, Southern Health Partners is also leading in litigation. We found more than 10 lawsuits filed against them for anything from personal injury to medical malpractice and wrongful death. Their most recent open case is with the estate of this 36-year-old man, Adam Crow. The lawsuit states Crow took his own life after an hour-long suicide attempt, without one officer or medical personnel checking in on him in his holding cell back in 2017. His family tells me they know their son was not perfect, but they fully believe he would still be here had Southern Health Partners, their medical staff, and police ensured proper training to deal with inmates struggling with mental health issues.
They weren't there. There was nobody there. Nobody went and checked on him. It's like I said, if nothing else would have given them a clue, him covering up the camera, they didn't care enough to check on him. At the end of that 4 hours, he had already been dead for 61 minutes. Then they go call in people to do CPR and stuff like that. Too late. Too late.
Now, coming up all new tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we're giving you the full timeline of Adam Crow's final moments, and we'll hear more from his parents who say more needs to be done when it comes to inmates and mental health.
Thank you, Hallie. A lot more digging to do into this company.
Cool temps heading our way in just about 10 minutes.
All right, thank you, Riley. A second suspect in a shooting at a Walmart on Whiskey Road, November 26th, has been arrested. The City of Aiken Department of Public Safety said witnesses told deputies the suspect shot into a vehicle around 4:30 that afternoon, and the victim's vehicle fired. No arrest warrants say Jakeem Gregory has been arrested for an armed robbery that night. They now say that. And the night the victim was shot in the shoulder. 22-year-old Brandon Perry has also been arrested in Williston, South Carolina. A 20-year-old has been arrested in connection to an attempted murder case in Aiken. Jail reports say Jonathan Copinger was arrested Friday over an incident on November 19th. He is charged with 4 counts of attempted murder and possession of a weapon in a violent crime. We will, when we know more on this incident, of course, we will let you know.
Well, by now you've probably heard that the Dogs are out of the race for a national championship.
Yeah. I hear ya.
Hey, if this were next year, the Dogs would be in here. This is the last year we have 4 teams. Next year it goes to 12 teams, but regardless, the Final Four was a decision teams won't be forgetting anytime soon. Alyssa?
Yeah, no, these teams are hurting real bad. It is the first time that the number 1 team heading into championship weekend didn't make the CFP, even with a loss. It is just a punch after punch, and today just delivered another blow. This lovely start to our week is Transfer Portal Monday. Last year, we saw the Dogs, 16 players went through the portal. So far, outside linebacker Darius Smith said he would be leaving. Defensive lineman Jonathan Jefferson is out too. Quarterback Brock Vandegrift said goodbye today. He has 2 years of eligibility remaining. The Dogs do have 2 quarterbacks coming in, including number 1 in this QB class, Dylan Raiola.
We'll have guys going to the portal, and guys look for the future's bright for them, maybe in other places, and that's what the portal's for. So we'll lose out on some guys like everybody in the country will, but the guys that come back, they're going to be a commitment to getting ready, getting better.
Edge CJ Madden and wide receiver Jackson Meeks enter the portal. The portal runs through today until January 2nd. Georgia also has a lengthy list of guys who are expected to enter the draft. They can declare up until January 15th. Kendall Milton said he's staying for the Orange Bowl, though, so last time to see some of those guys come back.
I know you're still. I know it's wrong.
You know what though?
We'll take care of Alabama for you. Don't worry. We got
Honestly
it.
though, okay, there you go, Michigan. I do feel actually worse for FSU.
I do feel bad for FSU.
I think they're the ones who really, it's the saddest. Okay,
Yeah.
moving on. Today, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp publicly pushed lawmakers to speed up an income tax rate cut. The measure was signed into law last year. It calls for small, successive tax cuts until 2029.
The end result, reducing the rate from 5.75% to 4.99%. Our State House reporter Abby Casoris breaks down what this means and how this could possibly harm Metro Atlanta families.
This plan would save the average Georgia family a couple $100 a year. It's money that you might not have realized that you've earned because it automatically comes out of your paycheck. Some families say they welcome the relief, while others say this plan favors wealthy families. House and Senate Republicans applauding Governor Brian Kemp announcing a plan to speed up House Bill 1437, a bill that gradually decreases the state's income tax over the next few years to under 5%.
And work to ensure your government works for you, not against you. That's a lesson many in Washington, D.C. should learn from us.
The median household in Georgia earns more than $65,000 a year, which means your family could keep nearly $500. House Appropriations Chair Matt Hatchett says this move was made possible because of his committee's conservative approach to spending.
We've been fortunate the last few years that more revenues come in than any of us could have imagined. So it definitely has made this announcement possible today.
What I'd like to see is a more equitable tax system.
Maggie Anderson from Decatur says she mentors girls from low-income families who rely on the state's benefits programs. She calls them a disaster.
And what it took to go through the food stamp system, I was appalled.
The Georgia Budget and Policy Institute found 39% of the benefits would flow to the top 5% of Georgia tax filers who make more than $250,000 a year.
$200 or $300 doesn't really matter to people who have a decent, comfortable income. $200 or $300 means a lot if that's a monthly additional food stamps or a monthly support for rent.
For the last 2 years, the governor has supported income tax rebates. Now, these are one-time payouts that come from the surplus. The governor said today that he doesn't know if he's going to support those rebates again this upcoming year. In Atlanta, I'm Abby Casoris.
Thanks, Abby. A wild ride on a MARTA bus ended with an arrest in Stone Mountain, Georgia. Police said a man was told he could not get on the bus because he didn't have enough cash to cover the fare. He then became upset. That's when the driver got off the bus to report what was happening, and the man just drove off with the bus with a person inside. 20 minutes later, police found the suspect at the gates of Stone Mountain Park in Georgia. They say no one was hurt.
Scary though. Artificial trees can keep your house cleaner and are easier to reuse. But a Christmas tree farm owner says, well, there are several benefits to choosing a real Christmas tree. She claims choosing a real tree not only helps create a Christmas tradition with your family, but it also helps the environment.
Another good benefit to getting a real tree is that the carbon footprint is a lot less than an artificial tree. And they're recyclable. Most artificial trees are made out of metal and plastic, and so they're not really recyclable.
And real trees just smell so much better. She also said with natural Christmas trees, you can turn them into mulch or use them for habitats from small animals in lakes, ponds, or in the woods. We know they do this at the lake here. The Army Corps of Engineers every year collects the trees.
All right, it's getting dark out, but the parking lot of Olive Garden is still packed. Probably one of the most packed places in the entire city of Augusta tonight. But after cars were in the parking lot last week for its soft launch, the Olive Garden officially opened today, and people were ready. They were out there this morning. Despite the amount of traffic in the area, the store's general manager said she is not worried because there are two entrances, and the front entrance will be redone to make it a bit easier. We've seen a lot of traffic in the area. You also saw a lot of people lined up out the front of the door there. She was excited for this opening as well.
Oh, we're so excited. We've been a staple in the community for a very long time, and it's so nice to get a beautiful brand new building, and we just are so excited for the entire community to come out and visit us.
And they're expecting this Olive Garden to do just as well as the other one that is right down the road.
Yes, and we know what it means. I mean, we're neighbors to the new Olive Garden. We know what it's like to get a new building over here.
Need that discount.
Yeah.
Some free breadsticks. That's what I need.
Yeah, that's going to be dangerous with them being neighbors.
Yeah, my suit might not fit in a couple weeks.
Mine won't either. We're taking a trip to Columbia County for the Little Wanderers program next. More on that is coming up. Riley?
Well, we have been hitting the 70s for the past 4 afternoons, but we are unfortunately going to say goodbye to the warm weather the next couple. Have a look at that full forecast next.
Time and temp.
Maybe a stray shower. It doesn't look like anything crazy at the moment.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Riley. It's a new program in Columbia County, started at Reed Creek Park this year. It's called the Little Wanderers program.
Our Will Volk took a trip to the park and got to see the program firsthand.
Oh my goodness, that's a beautiful leaf.
Catherine Dagelman loves working with this age group.
When I first came to Reed Creek, I was a little scared because when it comes to toddlers, they can be kind of hard to work with sometimes. But I have found that I just love getting down to their level.
Dagelman became the park's program coordinator earlier this year. She created a new program for toddlers called Little Waders.
The classes and activities are designed for little ones with little ones in mind. So they're pretty laid back, pretty open format where we let them explore at the level they're comfortable. You guys ready?
We tagged along for a leaf-themed activity. The toddlers searched the park for the best leaves they could find.
You guys can pick whatever and however many leaves you would like.
Then they made some art using their leaves.
This is when they're creating their idea of the world. This is when they're forming the most important connections they can through discovery. They're little sponges, and they're so ready and willing to play.
She says it's all about showing kids how to love nature.
You don't grow up to be someone who loves nature if you never get the chance to play in it.
In Columbia County, Will Volk, on your side.
3!
How cute is that?
Awesome concept.
Little Wanderers meets Thursdays at 11 at Reed Creek Park. This month's theme is bird feeders.
I need a shirt that says Little Wanderers on it. I love that name. That's great. If you're interested in signing up, we do have a link for that on our website, wrdw.com.
Drawing names out of a hat or secret Santa parties are a lot of fun, except for the people having to organize it. I'm Jamie Tucker, coming up with a smartphone app that makes that whole thing a lot simpler.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group.
Quick correction, we want to say it was the Little Waders program, not the
Close.
Little Wanderers program.
We tried our best. It's Monday, guys. We
It
apologize.
is Monday. We're having some trouble. Buying Christmas gifts, it can get expensive, right? Especially if you have a large family. One tradition, of course, drawing names.
9.
Quick correction, we want to say it was the Little Waders program, not the
Close.
Little Wanderers program.
We tried our best. It's Monday, guys. We
It
apologize.
is Monday. We're having some trouble. Buying Christmas gifts, it can get expensive, right? Especially if you have a large family. One tradition, of course, drawing names, playing Secret Santa, just so you can keep it to 1, maybe 2 gifts.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun, but it takes a good bit of planning. Our consumer tech reporter, Jamie Tucker, has found a smartphone app that makes this planning process a lot easier.
What the Tech, sponsored by Augusta Preparatory Day School.
There's a great episode of The Office where everyone's playing Secret Santa and things go terribly wrong. Several people got things they didn't want. One person drew their own name. That kind of thing happens at every Secret Santa party. Well, this smartphone app called Elfster solves those problems. Elfster was created by a husband, wife, and sister several years ago who were planning their family's Secret Santa party. Their family was spread out over several states, so drawing names was a challenge. Rather than drawing names out of a hat and mailing them to other members of the family, Elfster sends invitations to the party, which can be in person or remote. And when they respond, family members can share a wish list that only their Secret Santa can see. Now, it doesn't allow someone to draw their own name, and you can even set it where spouses can't draw each other's names. Each person participating in the party can only see whose name they've drawn. Now, if family is spread out and unable to celebrate in person, there are links to the gifts on Amazon where you can have it wrapped and delivered. If you have Amazon Prime, there's no delivery charge. There are Elfster apps for iPhone and Android devices, and they can also participate online without the app. And it's good not just for Christmas, but birthdays and any party where you exchange gifts. And the best part is, it's free. I'm Jamie Tucker, and Elfster is the app of the day.
Another cool feature of the Elfster app is the ability to set up Secret Santa parties over Zoom for families who can't be together for Christmas.
And we do have some great weather this week to get out, maybe do some early Christmas shopping. And we have temperatures just a little bit cooler Wednesday and Thursday, only seeing highs in the 50s those days. Now look at that 7-day forecast just after the break.
Toyota Fun is up.
RideOutDaily.com. Click, click.
All right, if you play the Powerball lottery in South Carolina, check your tickets. A customer from sunny Citgo at 1375 Old Trolley Road in Somerville won $100,000. And someone at the convenience street at 628 East Bena Vista Avenue in North Augusta won $50,000. That's good Christmas money right there.
Yep.
The winners matched the white ball numbers 28, 35, 41, 47, 60, and the red Powerball number 3. Winners have 180 days from the date of the drawing to claim their prize.
And
Must be nice right now to have that.
Yeah, and they can be anonymous. So, you know,
Yep.
if you want to tell us and adopt Will, Riley, and I as long-lost cousins, we wouldn't mind.
Not say no to that. those numbers, I mean, that's kind of a random bunch.
It is.
It is.
When we watch the lottery numbers every night, I swear it's almost every night. There's always consecutive. So it'll be like a 28 and a 29 or a 41.
You're not supposed
42.
to tell people your secrets,
Well,
Riley.
I'm just saying for that one, it didn't look like
Clearly, though,
it
he's
did not
still
that
here,
well.
so it's not
And
working.
it didn't work. It didn't work the other night. So it did not work for that.
Nope.
But congratulations to
Yeah.
those two local winners, big winners there. Hey, we got a beautiful look at sunset here from our Beach Island camera. Excuse me. We have mostly clear skies. We're going to hang on to generally clear skies the rest of tonight. High pressure is going to be moving in behind this weak front that brought us just a little bit of a breezy afternoon. Temperature-wise, we are going to drop upper 30s to low 40s by early tomorrow morning, so you're going to need that jacket the first part of the day. Beautiful afternoon, though. We should see our highs close to 60 with mostly sunny conditions out there tomorrow. Wednesday and Thursday, it just gets a little bit cooler for us. We'll see those mornings low down near freezing and also highs only in the 50s.
All right, thanks, Riley. Stick with us. We have more news, weather, and sports coming up after a short break on News 12 at 6 o'clock.